Yes, 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 yes. This is OSD, Obsessive Sneaker Disorder. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 365. That's right. 365 degrees, 365 episodes. It is Wednesday, the best damn day of the week. My name is D Wells, coming to you live and direct from the OSD studio. Thank you for tuning in. We got a great show in store for you. Episode 365. That's right. 365 episodes of OSD. You can't get your fix anywhere else. We are giving it to you. We're giving this present to you during the holiday season. Guess what? You can go back and listen to every episode. Go on the website, osdlive.com. You can listen to it, you can hear, you can download, or you can certainly go onto iTunes, Podcast Pickle, a number of places to get your fix of OSD. So, what sneakers are you looking forward to? Because we're going to talk about the best sneakers of 2015, but what sneakers are you looking forward to in 2016? Let us know. Hit us up at osdlive.com. Send me an email, d@osdlive.com. On social media, dwellsosd, on every platform. Easy to find me. Let me know. I want to share, retweet, talk about it with you. What sneakers are you looking forward to in 2016? But this show, episode 365, is all about the sneakers of 2015. So let's get right to it. Let's go straight to Dr. Paper Chaser in the building. What's up, sir?
Welcome, Wells. Welcome,
Yes, sir.
Ridiculous. Welcome to the Disorderlies all around the world who are currently viewing episode number 365. Season's greetings to you.
Yes, sir.
You're
Season's
warm and
greetings.
safe wherever you are watching the show. And we are at episode number 365. So that's a big...
Oh, I didn't know we were supposed to wear formal attire. Damn.
Well, boom! Look who stepped in the room. I'll finish what I'm saying after we get to that.
Man, damn. Looking, sweet daddy. Woo!
Right?
Looking too sharp. GQ cover ready.
Okay, you want to talk about it, Steve? You want to talk about it?
All right. So from time to time, you might hear my illustrious fellas here tease about the "We Don't Coast" or throw that phrase out there. Well, it was actually a regional branding campaign here in my area that I was a part of to help launch and speak some good for the Midwest and for Omaha and the counties surrounding our region. And so tonight we were awarded a special award for that at PRSA. PR and something else association. I forget what it is.
How about you just show us the award? How about you just lift up the award?
I didn't even bring it home. It's gonna sit someplace on a mantle.
I didn't even bring it home.
Somewhere else. Yeah. So occasionally I do have to get up and do some work. But to show y'all that I kept it real for the squad. That was on foot at the awards presentation.
You had to
Nice.
You know, we don't give up our rubber soles for nobody.
You had to go. Okay, you win it. Okay. All right. Got you.
So what's up, y'all?
Man, we're good, man. We're good.
Oh, it's real too. It's real, bro. You don't do the clip on. You got to tie it.
That's funny. Off air, I have to share a story with you about real bow ties versus clip-ons. I have to share that story. So we're here for episode number 365, and that's a pretty big number for us because actually what that represents is we are, as I've stated earlier through social media, we are the only sneaker talk show who can give you an episode a day for an entire year as of this recording. So we have quite a bit of miles on this particular show. Hundreds of shoes, if not thousands, in 8.5 years. Thousands of shoes have been discussed. Tons of guests, um, millions of downloads and views, um, and a lot of great people along the way. So it takes, the Earth 365 days to completely revolve around the sun. Yeah, I'm getting deep on y'all like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do pork. That was today's mathematics.
True.
But 365 episodes is a serious milestone that we're not taking lightly because of what it represents. And we're wrapping up the year with this show, episode 365. We're going to talk about our sneaker of the year in our minds, and we're also going to share some of the opinions of others who can't make it on the show with us tonight, but they did weigh in and provide some choices. So before I get to that, I do think we need to get to one of the things that we are known for, and that being the money, because it was a very bloody day in sneaker stocks.
Mm. Whoa.
So, before I get to the reason we're here, the year in review, we're going to run through the 10 sneaker stocks that we watch this final time for the year, and going to run it down and then weigh in for a second. So, Nike finished today at 128.80, down $2.90 per share. Skechers finished at $30.36, down 63 cents per share. If that number is throwing you guys off a little bit who are watching the show, that's because if you might remember after a little bit of time off when we came back, we mentioned Skechers had a stock split. So VF Corporation, Vanity Fair Corporation, parent company for Vans, North Face, Timberland, quite a few other brands, they finished at 62.75, down 171 per share. Everybody's sloping downwards on this graph, y'all. Under Armour, who's having a great year again, finished at 86.26, down 97 cents per share. They've been kind of backing up a little bit from that $100 per share mark that they were rapidly approaching. Deckers Outdoor Corporation, parent company for Uggs, finished at $50.64 per share, up 19 cents per share when they finished today's trading. And last but not least, on the New York Stock Exchange, we got Foot Locker Incorporated, who finished at 66.44, down 13 cents per share. So now on to Adidas AG, who we'll be talking about a little bit. On the OTC market, they finished at 48.43, down 104 per share. Puma on the ETR market finished at 206.75 in euros, up 55 cents. And on the NASDAQ, we have eBay finishing at 28.34, down 44 cents per. And last but not least, also on the NASDAQ is Finish Line, who finished at $16.31 per share, down 6 cents per share. So a very downward trending overall day for the entire market, and in particular these 10 stocks that we watch. So what's happening here, guys? Are we starting to see the residual effects of a very bad Black Friday and a not so good Cyber Monday?
Nah, I don't know if it has anything to do with retail directly just yet. I'm trying to look at other things in the market that may have caused people to spend their money differently. Right now, gas prices are really low, so jumping on top of those stocks is a good idea. Other kind of futures are way up. You're looking at ag. Ag is up, or excuse me, ag is down, so people are jumping on a lot of other things that are down. Typically,
Well, when you say ag, tell people what you mean when you say ag.
okay, so we're looking at futures. We're looking at livestock. You're looking at grains. You're looking at, your wheat, your corn, your barley, those kind of things. And the reason I speak about those is with gas prices down, your ethanol E85 is an important thing. Not many people realize that ethanol is a corn thing. It's a grain alcohol. So here in the Midwest, where we grow a lot of corn, that idea is high right now. So people are shifting stocks over. They might be doing some tweaks to their portfolio to maximize on those things, and then come back, because the retail season actually goes through the Super Bowl for a lot of your TVs, sneakers, retail where you know there's a sale coming. So a lot of people back off of those because right now they're not going to be at their highest. So you watch for the dip, you jump on, and then you make your money afterward.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right.
At least that's what I'm thinking.
No, I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. I think the big thing is every retailer has come out with their numbers for Black Friday and this holiday shopping season, and everyone's had to adjust their numbers.
Yeah.
The only persons or only companies that haven't had to adjust their numbers are off-price retailers like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, and companies like that.
Yep.
They're actually beating their projections.
Yep.
So what does it tell you, right? I mean, dollar. Let's be even like take it even a little further. Dollar stores, like Dollar Tree and dollar stores, their business is up. People are realizing or being more frugal, right? I use that word on purpose, not cheap, frugal, to say, okay, I'm not going to buy, the soap and all that stuff, at the regular places. I'm going to go to the dollar store.
Yep. And they take
their
big
stocks.
During holidays.
Exactly.
Yep.
You go to any dollar store right now, Dollar Tree, Dollar Saver, whatever you want to call it in your neighborhood, your city, your town.
Yep.
Trust me, it's packed.
Way
packed,
up.
packed.
Way up.
So, and then, we look at these footwear stocks. I'm like, okay, have we seen that kind of pain threshold too? Are people going to start saying, okay, Nike, okay, Adidas, I'm not going to pay you $180, $220 for your sneakers anymore. I want the sneakers that cost $60. I want the sneakers that cost $65. And, so it's all of a sudden there's a shift. And we've been seeing it for a while, and we've been talking about it. I mean, every week and every show, every episode we've discussed, papers discuss the stocks. We've seen what Under Armour has done. And guess what? Under Armour has made a ton of noise. Skechers, they made a ton of noise. So Adidas and Nike, they have to be paying attention to what's going on. If they're not, I can't even say if they're not. They are. We know they are.
Yeah,
the big thing now is whether or not Adidas is gonna they just extended or decided to keep their CEO at Adidas on until 2017 because they're having a hard time finding someone to fill that seat.
Yeah.
Reebok is still the anchor in the negative sense that's holding Adidas back, so they want to unload Reebok with the quickness. There's been rumors going around, Japanese investors or somebody's gonna buy and take it private. Guess what? It's still for what they want to sell it for. It's like an overpriced car, Let someone else take that depreciation before. Don't buy the new. Get that joint right off the lease.
Why they even took it on is a mystery to me.
Yeah, that was Paul Fireman. Paul Fireman was a good salesman, man. He sold some shiny shit.
Yeah.
That's some
true.
Shiny shit. So.
That's the truth, man. Well, and then also we look at the profile of the investor.
Yeah.
We always talk a lot about the retail side, but until we get enough of us investing like that, I don't think that these numbers always show what's going on in the culture. I think it shows who's watching sneaker culture and what they're investing in, but it's not always a good cross-section directly because like saying, okay, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we still got Jordan releases coming up on the holiday damn near. Yeah. And still, those things don't move the overall needle in a stock perspective because those people typically investing in the stock are looking at much larger events and not so much the calendar events that the retailers are looking at. Because, okay, in a stock portfolio perspective, I'm looking at back to school. I'm looking at the start of any kind of season, football, basketball. I'm looking at somewhat holidays, but I'm also looking at first of the year because now you're shipping track spikes. You're shipping athletic gear. You got everybody's New Year's resolution to go work out. Why
Yep.
those stocks
Yep.
jump in about 3 weeks as the massive influx of people. See, sneakerheads still think that we own the world. And I'm talking about us in a group, not us. We know better.
Yep.
But in a group, we think we move the needle, and we do not. Not in that grander sense. When you got about, I'd say probably 500 million people who are going to make some New Year's resolution come January 1, then the stock's going to go up because it's going to be worth something to the investor, not so much the retail-minded person.
Well, here's something. It's funny because we're at a very tricky time where, yes, sneakerheads don't move the needle per se, but I think there's a larger piece of it at work that, we teach as part of social studies that is unquantifiable. And if I'm Jordan Brand right now, I'm scared. Why, you guys ask? Because all over the country, there's this site, right? And the site looks like this, right? I'm going to pull this up and show you. All right, pull this up here. All over the country, there's a site that looks like that. And that,
which is crazy.
That's hilarious.
Right there, you can't put a dollar amount on the fact that you don't know why they're sitting there.
Right.
And you don't know why, for sure, people can speculate, oh, the Yeezys are coming. They pushed up the 7210s and threw people off, so they passed on this so they can get the 7210s. And that's cool. But all of these sneakers right here that are on this wall that normally, with the exception of the two on the top, because the 1.5, is a, for people who don't really know the story, they're like, that's a hybrid. That's, But those other four shoes on that wall, those were expected to be gone in days. Those were expected to be gone in days. That's factual. They were expected to be gone in days.
Yep.
So you're talking about right there, let's say they made 250,000 pairs of each. How many pairs of that do you see sitting there? It's a million pairs of sneakers still sitting.
Right. But here's the thing too. These sneakers, I was amazed at the price of the maroon sixes. Retail price $220
plus tax.
Plus tax. So when actually it was Brandon, sneaker top, sneaker
talk, yeah.
Sneaker shop talk. When he put it on Facebook, and I saw it and read it, I was like, you know what? Because I'll be honest, I'm not looking for a Jordan. There's not one Jordan that I'm looking to buy. There isn't. Because one, I won't spend $220. But when he said that, and I was like, yeah, there's people right now who are gonna spend $220 and then be stuck and not being able to buy Christmas presents for their family, friends, or pay a bill.
No, they
and then I really thought about it. I was like, $220 for a retro pair of sneakers, and then I was like, damn, dude, you're old as fuck. I know, like then I started I was talking to myself as I'm reading it, and I'm like, that's a lot of money.
Like $220, bruh, for a Jordan.
For Jordan.
$220 for a shoe that we all saw. Maybe not these maroons, because like Paper, you asked a proper question. Like, what were they? Were they special for anything in the past? Like, why were they made? Why was Mike wearing them? Like,
they were lifestyle, weren't they?
They were purely lifestyle. And so $220.
Yeah.
$220 for a silhouette that is obviously GR, is sitting on a wall. It's not in a boutique. It's sitting on a wall in a major retailer. $220 for a shoe that we all know at its height, and I'm only talking maybe a couple years ago, went for $160. So it's got a $60 bump.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it got the $60 bump because this particular color has never been retroed before now, and that was what they tried to use as justification. But
Isn't this one falling under that the what was they calling it?
LS,
No, the
what, remastered?
yeah, I saw that somewhere that it falls under that.
Yeah, yeah, because then
Well,
we talked about that.
so does the Aqua 8 above it, and the Aqua 8's only 190.
The
Exactly.
Aqua 8 fell under that too? I
Yes.
thought
And
I
the
didn't
Aqua
know.
and we said the Aqua 8 was actually the closest it's ever been to its original release.
And that's a
Mm.
fact, because I bought a pair. That's a fact.
Oh, you did buy a pair. Okay.
I bought
The
the Aqua 8.
quality. What would you say
First time
about the
I bought a
quality and
pair.
all that stuff?
Yeah, that was the first time I bought a pair since I had the original release in
Wow.
early
Okay.
90s. I
Okay.
passed on the other ones because I was like, they playing.
Mm.
Yeah. That other 8 is just garbage.
But,
And
some people did buy some of these 4 pairs of shoes that's on the wall. I'm not counting the 1.5 atop because if you don't know the history of that, which most people don't, they're going to leave
right.
it. Oh, it's poor
Hey,
man.
I know I get that 1.5, but that looks horrible to me. Like I'm glad that never came out back in the day.
No, but what I'm talking about, what we're talking about here, Tariq, is the fact that you can't really put a dollar value or try to make sense of why the other 4 shoes on the wall are sitting.
Mm.
And that's the dangerous part of when you market to the urban community and slash sneakerheads.
So you're
Because
saying you can't
you
fix
cannot,
you can't what?
you cannot quantify in any dollar value what makes us choose what we choose. You never
That's
could.
that's true.
Got you.
And
Well,
these
for
shoes that are sitting here are an example of that. Now, what I said was, let's say each shoe up here, we know they make 500,000 pairs of 11s. There's 500,000 pairs of 11s coming out next weekend, right?
okay.
Let's say they made just 250,000 of all 4 of those others. That's 1,000,000 pairs they banked on being gone that are not moving for the most part.
Whoa. Let me back up because this just washed over my brain real quick. They made 500,000 pairs of 11s.
They make 500,000 pairs of 11s every year. That's the number.
I don't get how this one they would like could even
That's
touch that number for this one. Like that's crazy. For something that's not even the OG, like that's bonkers. That's a high number for something that's not a original color. Like that's gambling for sure.
Well, let's say, all right.
Like honestly, like if I look at the picture you have up here,
Yep.
out of like when they first started with the maroons, and even the what was the blue one called? The blue, like the sport blue joint.
Up top.
No. I'm saying with the maroon and then the blue one that's like the maroon.
Oh, the Sport Blue 6, yeah.
Yeah. Like when they announced those 2 colors, like that's original. Like back in the day, like for them to announce that and then like something you like in my head, I would see them doing 500 for a maroon just off the fact that it's like, you know what I'm saying. But for that new colorway, that's crazy.
No, not 500,000. Let's say they did 250,000. Because remember, these shoes go globally. These are not just shoes
Mhm.
you sell in America.
Yeah, even at 250,000, that's a stretch for them.
So what I was saying was, even if you take away from that 3-peat 6, which I know they banked on, they had to do at least 200,000 of that.
Easily.
They banked on that theme of it being a 3-peat. So the only shoe here that I see them really paring back off of 500,000 pairs is that Sweater 7.
Mm.
That's the only one I see them paring back off. So you're still talking about, arguably, over 700,000 pairs of sneakers between the 4 of them that they were banking on flying off the shelves. This is all theoretical. This is all guesstimate. Nobody hold us to it. They email us later talking about how do you know those numbers? And we're taking it based on 500,000 11s are coming out next week. Let's say they did half of that for each run of
What?
4 sneakers.
Okay, so all right, so I see you have a picture of this, and I've
That's Foot
seen
Locker.
a couple
That's
other
Foot Locker.
places. I've seen a couple other people post pictures of stuff been sitting. So
Yep.
like how is this across the world though? Like is it like sitting everywhere?
Well, I can tell you that from my experience in Europe this summer, they don't give a damn about Jordans.
Hmm.
Yep.
So if they over there, they sitting. Like I saw releases all 3 months of the summer that I was over there that were supposed to be hot in the States, and these dudes were passing them up for Asics, New Balance, runners, lifestyle trainers. So they don't do a lot of Jordans over there.
So you have a $220 white and maroon 6. You have a $190 Jordan Aqua 8. You have a 100 and isn't that three-peat 190 also?
Mhm.
It was, yeah.
And
Yep.
I didn't know how much the seven was, which I heard somebody call it the Bill Cosby 7, and I almost fell out.
That's what I kept on reading about that too. Yeah, the Bill Cosby. Yeah.
But no one, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Matt Powell. I don't care if you're the bean counter who makes 6 figures for the brand over in Beaverton. I don't care who you are. You cannot put a number on trying to explain why these shoes are sitting. You should be concerned because we're conditioned that Saturday, if fresh
Yeah.
Jordan comes out, whether we like it or not,
Hmm.
we need to go
I
get them.
think it's a lot to do with just frequency and things like these people can't keep up, bro.
People haven't been able to keep up for years, but here's
But
what's
I
happening.
mean, no, it's but right now it's like really starting to show people can't keep up.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's partly that, but I think, like I said earlier, we were having a Facebook discussion about it. Um, Whether they can, people will like Paper said. There's no quantifiable reason of what we do or don't like.
Hmm.
Same goes for critical mass. Like it's not a matter of people can't keep up because we've seen people lose money,
Hmm.
not eat. We've seen
uh-huh.
people do some dumb shit for some
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
No
So it's
doubt,
not
but
a
that's
so
what
it's
I'm saying. I
not
think
so it's
it's
not a
like
matter
starting
of.
to.
But I think it's not that they can't keep up. I think it's a critical mass choice. You said the right word earlier of frequency. These
Mm.
Why am I gonna pay 220 when my recent memory, not my throwback memory, not my 1990s memory, my 2007 memory tells me something like this already came out. In terms of the Aqua, it's come out in a pack. So I got a pair of Aquas from what 03, 04, when they were doing the countdowns. So I think it's more a thing of not so much not being able to keep up by choice, but not wanting to rehash because of critical
Hey,
mass. Like we all can reference these shoes in the last 5 years.
Right. Well,
hey, you
countdown
say
came.
that, but you say that right. But then think about how everything that had a Nike Air is like about to come out, like everything. So it's like they doing the Black Fives, they doing the Cement Fours, like that just came out what 2 years ago.
But here's the thing. So and it seems like it was a little further back, Steve, but the countdown packs were '08.
Oh, eight. Wow, it did seem further back. That's what I'm saying. So
Plus,
now even recent memory seems further back.
right. Recent memory seems even further back for us because we've seen so much come out.
Yep. Yep.
But I think the problem is also, and I've been talking to a few consignment shops about this. Consignment shops can't take anymore. And yes, that lends itself to Tariq's phrase of frequency because these shops just are like, yo, man, no more.
Critical mass.
Don't bring no more
The
because
ground is saturated.
5 retros you brought here, those ain't sell.
Yep.
Chill. We can't take no more.
Yeah, saturation, man.
And then you look at eBay, and then you look
That's
at Craigslist.
like I really question resellers not because of their prices. Like how stupid are you? Like
Yo,
there's a stockpile of this stuff just
hey,
sitting there and that you're not making money on. Like in a business class, I would fail you.
hey, hey, everything that y'all just said, like, so I leave in the morning to go to SneakerCon in Chicago, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know, every SneakerCon I go to, I'm baffled by the amount of people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
And but the second thing that comes to mind is like what you're saying is like every kid that comes to the door has what came out last Saturday, or has what came out the day of the event. Like it's like if I walk into an event and I got a duffel bag with 10 shoes and I got everything from last weekend or the past weekends in the last month, but then I could look to my right and see 10 dudes with the same exact thing that I got. And then or do a 360 in the spot that you are, you're going to see 10, 15, 20, the whole damn freaking trading pit is going to be the same thing that you're holding. Where does it click to say this ain't working? But then, but then you got everybody that is at the tables that's still having the same thing. It's like where is it gonna be like, yo, this ain't working no more now,
bro. Like everybody talks about the hunt being over, or you know, the culture as we knew it. Well,
it's about to come back. It's about to come back to how we had it.
Depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Depending on what you look for, yeah.
Like D probably has been the sneaker corners up and down Nostrand. The the sneaker corner back in that was out in Sheepshead Bay, but then they had the other sneaker store.
Yeah, yep.
Remember the sneaker store that was like a few stores down by the Carvel?
Yep.
Well, like stores like that are about to like be popping again.
You think so?
I don't think they will.
I think they're gonna have all the stuff that everyone else has. So
no, I'm saying like from here, like we're gonna have that same type of thing where back in the day we go to an old store and like Walters. You know what I'm saying? Like
and find stuff sitting.
Yeah, like I think it's about to be like that for like a while. Like it's gonna die down.
So 5-6 years from now, you'll be able to walk into these smaller boutique stores if they're around.
Yeah,
if they're around.
And find the stuff from
or
14, 15.
Or think about how, like, as us being adults now, and all the things that we had as a kid that are like expensive as hell right now, like old toys, old comic books. People have that mentality to be like, shit, I'm about to just hold on to this.
See, but I think that's gonna go the other way for one reason. The VCR, the DVD player, and all of that. Saturation will tell you that shit's gonna be $5.
Obsolete.
Yeah. Because look, I got an aunt who has a classic Corvette, beautiful Corvette, but it was the 1984 Corvette. They made too many of them. You can't sell them for a lot of money. You can drive them and look fly, but it's saturated. You can't get collector's item dollars on these. That's where a lot of people go wrong with these collections. I got a lot of sneakers doesn't mean you have a collector's item, because even if it sits, even if you hold on to it long enough for the majority of them to be destroyed, enough people already had them. See, that's where Nike is making their money. This saturation point don't really hurt them because they got a bunch of people buying what they think is going to put their kid through college, and that ain't going to happen.
Nope. It's not going to happen. And they're playing a dangerous game with the Jordan Brand segment right now, because just like Fila, just like Diodora, just like Elise, just like Pony, just like Troop.
Oh man, I know where you're headed with this. I know where you're headed with this.
I can call off so many brands.
That was the height.
Where one day we just stopped.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, you don't even got to go that far, bruh. Reebok was one of the top two.
I was getting ready to go to them as a separate case, right?
He said separate case.
Yeah, they get a special case.
Yeah, they are a special case because they are a special case because from the mid 80s to mid 90s they were Nike.
Yeah, they were.
Everything Nike did, there was a reaction to them.
Yeah, they were.
That's why they're a special case. But all those other brands I called off, we can all pull up even now on Facebook. With technology being where it is, with people uploading old vintage pictures. Shit they took on fucking Polaroid Instamatics is on Facebook now. Like, technology, like what's happening is technology is allowing us to show the archives of what once was to some of these younger kids and other people. And people are like, all right, we lived it. Cool. No more. Next. Now, for a minute, and this is what I'm saying that relates directly to what we see on the screen here, which is a retro. Once you've had enough exposure to that retro lifestyle, and you're a kid who is living in the current and the Kanye West generation and the Big Sean and the Pusha T, that shit's cool, but you're not really gonna buy it anymore.
And it gets older. It gets older quicker
Faster.
now.
It
Yes.
gets older faster.
History to us is 10 years. History to new generations is like 15 minutes.
Well, here's the scary point, and this is why this is such a pivotal episode of where we are. Also making the case of how big the number is tonight, right? We're at episode 365, right? We started this show August 27th, 2007.
Wow.
2007, right? Now, since August 27th, 2007 to now, December 2015, there's already been an entire new generation of kids introduced to sneakers.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
And
That's
there's already
crazy.
been a whole bunch of other people who are gone,
Damn, that's crazy to think.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you want to know what's funny about that number? On a personal note, I joined the crew and started really participating right after the retro that you mentioned, paper in 2008,
Mm-hmm.
because I was in Seattle at the time.
So you have a whole new
Right.
generation of kids who now for the last 2007 to 2015, 8 years, 2 presidential terms,
Wow.
have seen all of this already. They've already had it. They've already bought the used pairs. They bought new pairs. They sold them.
And the truth is, their attachment to Nike Air is not enough to buy another one. Like that little stamp on the back ain't enough.
That little stamp on the back is for us, and we don't give a shit.
Nope. You know they ain't even shipping with the hard keychains that we would lose our minds over back in the day.
See, now there was a debate. They're not, and there was a debate a long time ago. Even though the Aqua 8 did come with a retro card,
Oh wow.
there was a debate a while ago when this talk was going on, and when we had known intel contrary to what's happening now, right? Where we were saying, okay, people are gonna accept. We weren't saying this. People in general were saying the Nike Air is gonna come out and it's gonna go well. It's gonna be accepted because that's what everyone wants. They want that real authentic joint. They don't want this Jumpman thing because they know it's not the one. So much stuff has come out with a Jumpman on it that they still need to move. If they haven't moved it already, they don't want to see that Nike Air shit now.
Yeah, the Nike Air is the weird one.
The Nike
Yeah.
Air is the one they're like, no, we good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's so crazy just that it even happened. Like, cause Gentry was hell bent that shit was never happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was hell bent was it was never happening because we know the reason why. We all know the reason why. But that changes when people's
that
priorities
money.
change.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah. So now you're seeing stuff come out. And here's the funny thing about it. How many shoes in 29 Air Jordans actually really have Nike Air on it that this is a discussion?
The majority do not.
And that's the part that trips me out about hearing people debate about this. It's like there are 29 Air Jordans. Can you tell me how many of them actually have Nike Air on them?
Bro,
6?
I can. Yeah, I was gonna say probably the first six.
6?
No.
Probably the first
No.
six.
Actually, no. Cause the 2s don't.
The
Yeah, the twos have nothing on them.
So it's
Yep.
5.
And I know we can start the conversation by talking about the 12, because 12 up didn't have nothing on it.
So it's
You
5.
don't even have to go that far.
It's 5.
It's the 1. Go ahead.
The
It's
one,
the 3, the
the
4.
three, the
5,
4, 5. Oh, the 6 had it on it.
Yeah.
Right on the
That's
heel.
the
Okay,
6.
got
That's
it.
the 6
got
right
it.
there.
The
Got
it.
six, 6 with the heel. The 7
7 didn't
Um,
have space for it.
on the tongue. You have Air Jordan. You
The
don't have
what?
Nike on the tongue of the 7. particularly like the Bordeaux or even this one. I wonder if it's on this
But
one.
it wasn't the combination of Nike Air.
Nike Air,
No.
it probably wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. And then you get to the eights,
The Ace,
Nothing.
nope, not the Ace had the carpet tongue Jumpman.
That's it.
but don't you have on the back
No
No.
Nike Air.
where the Velcro meets? Doesn't
No,
it have?
they didn't have enough
It had
space.
Air Jordan on
It
the
had Air,
Velcro.
yep, it had Air Jordan.
Mm,
Yep.
okay. The 9.
The
What was the back
nine,
of the 9?
the 9 on the back of the
It
9.
had the jump man with the little thing.
Yeah, with the little tab, the little
The
red tab.
tab, but the tab on the tongue has Nike Air. At
No,
least the
tab on the
original.
tongue says Air Jordan. It didn't have anything on the front because it had a seam. It had the upside down Air Jordan
Air Jordan on the
on
inside.
the inside. So no Nike Air on that one.
Okay. The 10.
And the 4 had the thing on the tongue too. The
Yeah.
upside
Have the
down.
tongue in on the back. The four, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The 4.
But the 10 didn't.
Nope, the 10 did not.
10
The
didn't
11,
have nothing.
the 11 definitely did not.
The 10 didn't have nothing but under the on the sole.
No,
didn't have
the
it on the
10
tongue neither,
the
did it?
10 has it on the sole, but they have Air Jordan on the tongue with 23 on the tongue,
Yep.
and then on the back they had the Jumpman.
So consistently speaking,
Wow.
there's no shoe after
Yeah,
the
No
6
shoe after the 6.
after the 6.
with air on it, and the 2 in between there does not have it.
So even the older generation doesn't even really want Nike Air, if we remember correctly.
I do, cause I really want them black 5s next year. I just like the way it just look tough.
Yeah, but you don't count, Tariq, because sneakers ain't being made for you.
Hey, hey man, you just called me old, bro. God damn, I'm
Oh.
old.
No, I didn't call you old.
Hey, it's bad enough I got these 2 suckers right here, man.
Listen.
Hey.
I didn't call you old. I just hinted out the fact that you have to remember, if you're over 30, sneakers aren't being made for you.
That is true.
I call that the Pepsi rule. When
The
Pepsi
Pepsi.
when Pepsi changed that logo, they was like, "Deal with it, old people. We done got your money already."
Fuck you, old
Yo,
people.
how is Pepsi now? They're hitting us with the Crystal Pepsis coming back,
Coming back, bruh.
right? So
Yep.
just like Paper
Yo.
earlier when you posted the Bartles and James,
Yo,
and you
fam.
said who remembers these?
Yep.
Guess what? We're seeing Bartles and James coming back.
Clear
We're seeing
Pepsi.
Clear Pepsi, and what else? There's another thing that's being brought back. They're
Hey.
bringing back the Echo Slime, Ghostbusters. Coca-Cola's bringing back the
The ectoplasm?
Bringing back the
ectoplasm.
ectoplasm?
Yeah, the
Yo.
drink.
Hey, them big cans, they need to make sure it's in the big can though. I need the big metal can.
Jeez.
So,
And you gotta punch the holes in the top.
so it's interesting that we're on the retro
Yeah.
conversation, but we have to look again at this picture that's on the screen, right? This is happening across the country. I've spoken to people in Chicago. I've spoken to people down in Texas,
Hmm.
in
Hey.
Cali. I don't know what you see in Omaha, ridiculous, but
The same damn thing, bruh.
Hey, that's
Well,
music
they're-
to my
they're
ears
sitting-
though.
They're sitting here for sure.
I'll take the maroons on sale, yo.
but Jordans don't go on sale.
Nah, they might not. They ain't gonna go on sale. They'll
Dude, they are
They'll
gonna
send
be on
them to the
sneaker sale,
outlets.
B.
Them would be
Really?
RTV, bruh.
They gonna be on
RTV.
sneaker sale.
Return to vendor.
Sneakers still gonna have that, man. I'm telling you.
Return to vendor.
Nah.
Nah, Jordans don't RTD.
Sneakers still be getting mad deals, man.
Yeah, but you're talking about a small percentage of what's out there through sneaker steal.
Hey,
Stuff is still gonna sit, and they are like, I've seen shoes sitting there that were horrible from 6 months ago that they haven't budged on the price in the Jordan store. They're not budging. Somebody's gonna come along. Their mentality is a new sneakerhead born every day, and when he sees these, he's gonna pay retail.
That's a shame.
But the warning is out there, yo. I've seen this before, a couple of times before. This site right here, I've seen it before. It's scary. If you're a brand, like, if this was any other brand, they're like, oh shit.
Bruh, you see it with Reebok
Them too.
right now. But I'm saying like right now, you see it as expected with Reebok. It ain't even a shocker to go in and see anything they released in the last 2 years even just hanging out, waiting for the price tag to go down.
They RTD Reebok quick. These vendors now. Fila too. They ship it back. So again, and this is what I say to brands for people who are listening, right?
Man, the shape of that is so beautiful.
This is what I always say, right? If you had to sit down with some designers at your company and say, all right, make a sneaker for a sneakerhead, could you do it?
I don't think so.
You can't do it.
Because you know why that you can't? Because at the end of the day, like for real, like real talk, like keep it 100. There's no such thing of like you can't.
Right.
I just say
they
ain't designed shit in 20 years.
The craze is from because it was the beginning. It was the beginning of a new frontier, and they just was able to do something once in a lifetime. Like it's not, you can't tell nobody to go sit in the corner and jot some shit down and be like, hey, make me a shoe that you can't. It's just no such thing in life. Like it's not a real thing. It's like a unicorn.
So again, with that being said, totally 1000% with the way you said it, Tariq. Now, that's not what this is.
What?
What you see on the screen. That's not what this is.
They didn't. That's not designing anything. That's not go over there and design me. It's not.
It's the same mentality.
No.
It is.
I can't go with that one, bro.
It's the same mentality. The sneakerheads are gonna eat this up.
They're gonna eat. You can say they're gonna eat this up, but you can't say you designed it because it's been designed already.
Yeah, true.
So
it's been designed already, but it's being released with the same intention.
Nah, I can't roll with that. If you make the phrase go in the archives and find something that a sneakerhead would love, I got you. But you can't say if you say go sit there and design it, that's not facts.
We're not talking about the semantics of it. It's
not facts.
We're talking about the motive. It's the same motive.
No, go in the archive, Johnny. Go in the archive, find something that these sneakerheads right now will go bonkers over.
Okay, hear me out. At the end of the day, whatever's sitting on the shelf, right? You shake your head no, but you don't want to hear me. You shake your head no, but you don't want to hear me. He said, no. Replace that with anything else that's cool today. It's not the same motive. Get the sneakerhead.
Nah, man, I can't. No.
Hey, somebody else weigh in if I'm crazy.
Hey, I just gotta say too, like Steve is messing me up with this damn bow tie though.
It's that real shit.
He's just that you ready, man. I mean, come on. He's like, listen, you come prepared. You're always ready.
Like real talk. Okay, brother Paper. Brother Paper. Listen. I need Steve to weigh in on what I said and what you're saying because he is the ultimate designer guru. And is that factual? Is that real? You can't do it. With the phrase that I said, if they say, Johnny, go in the archive, pull something that a sneakerhead will love, that's real life. Because the old stuff is what all this craziness is from, right? It's not a go design it because it's not real. You can't stand on that.
I feel you. I'm discussing the motive.
I hear what you're saying. I think that as a designer, I think that there would be a tough issue defining it because sneakerhead is an ever moving target.
Yep.
So yes, it would be difficult to do. So I hear what both of you are saying. I think it can be done because you see new silhouettes all the time that are sparking people's interest. We can take the Curry now.
sparking your interest because you like shoes the same as it was designed for a sneakerhead.
Yeah,
Because
I think so.
the Curry shoe, like take the Curry shoe for example, it's not really that a sneakerhead loves it.
But
It's
I think
because
that's
he is murdering the game right now. It's
but I
not
think
that wasn't designed.
but I think that's part of it. If you think that it wasn't designed for to look good off court also, that's false. Like I think that's exactly part of the motive. Is that these shoes cross over. They're almost they are. I was gonna say almost. They are nowadays meant to cross over from court or use
And Curry's
into.
can?
I think so. Have you seen that new
That shit
black
was
tie?
ugly.
That new black tie one that's coming
The
out is
black tie one is
fresh.
dope. Yeah.
It's nasty.
But I
And,
don't see
and
it as being like
because you don't like it, but that doesn't mean
if
that
I was
somebody.
balling, on regular,
I mean,
I would rock with it.
but that's you, and I hear you on that. Like I'd find it hard to rock fashion sense until I saw the black and white one. But again, that's just you and I. That's
Yeah.
not to say that some other kid is like, yo, I gotta have these Currys right now. And half the people buying shoes at House of Hoops or Foot Locker ain't balling.
And you know what it is too, also
Nope.
with how in my head how I see stuff. Like I always just think of kicking it on the stoop and how you look fresh. Like I just can't see you being fresh in no damn Curry one on the
Oh,
stoop
I
kicking
could,
it.
I could kill a pair of them Curry twos,
I don't
bruh.
know. They just look too clunky to me. Like that's why I never really like went
But
crazy over Reeboks.
but again, that's what I'm saying is you never went crazy over Reeboks, but there's a whole lot of people that did.
Cause it's some Reeboks I rock with, but it's just like it's way more Nike joints I could be like on the stoop just killing it right
But see,
now.
but you know what you just said? You just proved Paper's point. It goes to
What?
motive. It goes to motive.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your
Motive of
motive,
what?
your motive of looking fresh.
You had a motive.
Okay, but
Right.
but
Right.
he's saying the motive of designing something for that in
Hell
this day
yeah,
and age. This
No,
bro.
no.
You ain't even gotta put.
What I said was there's no such thing as being able to design a shoe for a sneakerhead. So the easy way to do that, knowing how fanatic people are over Michael Jordan, was to do this.
But let's take even that out of the equation.
but
I
we
can
always
I but
had the
hold
argument though.
but I can
We
give you
always had the argument of color blocking. This ain't designing.
but I can give you an example of when something was designed, and it'll take it way back, and it would be kind of hard to argue with it.
Okay.
There have been running shoes since like marketed running shoes since the early 70s.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't until they dropped the Air Max 1 that people was like, them is the freshest damn thing, run track or not, I gotta have them.
That's true.
But there was no term of sneakerhead then, though,
Doesn't
was it?
matter, doesn't matter. That's an invented term to try to tap our culture.
Exactly.
But the fact is, people have wanted to be fresh on their feet since the 70s. And
True.
when things get designed, the look is always a part of it. If not, we would all be running around in some seriously, orthopedic looking shoes if
If
looks
not,
wasn't the
if
point.
not, we would be in the 40s where every company made shoes that look like Chuck Taylor's.
Stamped out, stamped out, stamped out. But the look has always mattered.
I didn't say that wasn't the case look wise. I'm
But
just saying the term of go sit there and design me something for the sneakerhead. I
Can't
just
be
don't
done.
think that's real.
here's
Yeah,
why I think
can't be done.
here's why I think that's part of the motive. Because if you categorized everything else, I could say design me a women's runner. I could say design me a men's basketball shoe. But the lump sum of people who just want to look fresh with something rubber and leather on their feet, call it what you want. That could be aficionado, that could be head. It's all about sneakers, so we all get trapped into that lump. That's why I say you're right. It can't be pinpoint design, like design this for a sneakerhead. But
But this,
we are that also ran category that everything gets dumped into. You want to look fresh on your feet?
here you go.
This is for you.
Yep. That's all I was saying. And
I see what you're saying.
the end of what I'm saying, because everybody here is on point with it. The end of what I'm saying here now is when you play that game, the one thing you can't determine because you're using shoes from so many different markets, that you had a base from to make these shoes. You had a running base. You had a basketball base. You had a lifestyle base. Whatever the base was you had as a motive to make these shoes, you can't lump us into that.
Yeah, lifestyle is even tough. I've often disagreed with that term. Like now they're calling it, what are they calling it? There's a new term that they made up for athletic fashions, and I hate it.
Athleisure.
Athleisure. Oh God, that just
Athleisure.
hurts. That
Yep.
just hurts to
That's
even
a
say.
that's a Matt Powellism. He
Yeah.
created
That
that
just
bullshit.
hurts to even say.
Yeah, I
Because the
said
fact
that.
is it literally is a trash bin of all other things. Because the lifestyle category was still born for taking that functional shoe off court, off track, off field.
Uh-huh.
And so it's not a real
Yep.
category. It's a lump sum.
Yep.
So
So
to that point, like you said, Tariq, you can't design it specifically for a sneakerhead, but it's like a trap question because everything other than an athletic shoe is for that generic group.
right.
I feel what you're saying.
So with that being said, because we're a moving target, as you said, when we decide to back away, you'll never know.
Until it's laying
Till it's,
dead.
exactly till it's like
Hey,
roadkill, roadkill.
hey. So to stay on this picture, what are y'all thoughts on this 1.5 though? Like, what do you see it happening with that?
It's
Nothing.
an
Here's
outlet shoe. It's gonna sit.
yeah,
Yeah, it's an
You
outlet
it's
just
an
shoe.
ship to
outlet shoe,
outlets, and then the big sizes will be available for I don't know, $60.
yep.
Now,
It's
you
just so
notice,
weird looking to
And
me.
but
Like,
here's where I like to bring up Jesse's point, because I disagree sometimes when he says story because a lot of times the story is lost or it's not even there, so you can't just manufacture it. But on these, when there is an obvious difference, an obvious story, they need to be telling that story because, like you said, most of us know the story. If
but
there's something obvious like that, why not share it?
but the
you know
but the
what? To
story
me,
the story only pertains to the first one.
yeah.
Right, right,
It
right.
doesn't pertain to those two that we see here.
True.
The
Like, you
first
know what?
one's gone. The first one's gone.
When I
And
look
that's
at them,
yeah.
it's kind of like something you would just like. It's one of those trinket things. Like, it's just
Mm.
something to copy to be like, because you know the story. Like, I
That
just
would
don't.
that would be the only reason. Because to me,
Yeah,
they'd be something to be made fun of. Like,
exactly.
yo, them ain't ones.
That was the only reason why I bought it was because I knew the story.
Yeah,
That was it. If that was a shoe, it was like, yo, you gonna get those? In today's day and age, I'd have been like, what those?
and then what? Like, think about too. Like, what if that came out like that back in the day? Like,
Back in the day, it probably would have been hot. I
See,
don't mind it.
see, all of us here, to some point, some level or degree, have been exposed, or we know designers who have worked for this company, right? So we've heard all the stories behind some of the more iconic shoes, the shoes that were made to test, and all. We've heard all these stories. So we've kind of personalized a little bit of some of that. So when we see some of this stuff, we don't really see it as the target consumer that they expect. We see it as someone who knows some of the funny behind the scenes stories. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, that's a funny story behind that. Like the Jordan 2010. Funniest fucking story ever. I own a pair of those simply because of that story. But if you'd have told me to go in and pay 180 for those,
Right,
nah, I'm good.
right.
I'm good.
Well,
No.
and I think that's a mark of a lazy company. This is where they start showing their hand. Is somebody in some
Hmm.
office, some designer thought it was a good idea, and the nugget of it was a good idea, but they weren't willing to carry it all the way through because they figured people will just buy it.
Yep.
you
They're,
know
they're
what?
slaves at this point. They'll just
Re-
buy anything.
Yep.
real talk. That first one should have been the only one to come out, right? One, two. It should have been the reconstruct thing.
I
Three,
agree
it
with you,
should have
Tariq.
been like it should have been like I would
Like
have felt better if they came out and did the yellowing on the midsole and all that too.
it had it definitely should have come with an impressive package to
Yeah,
tell you
that's
that
what I
this
say
was
too.
different. Like
Yep.
this was different.
I would have loved. Sorry, Jordan Brand, I'm giving you this one too late. I agree with you guys on the first one to come out should have been the only one to come out. I also agree with you guys that it should have been part of the remastered series.
Yeah.
And number 3,
Yeah, remaster.
as part of that, I would have also included Mike telling the story about when he was testing the shoe during that time, and that would have been it.
This
How
ain't
crazy with the video stuff? Like, just think about a video of him sitting there, some
this
old
should have
spot.
yeah.
Like, just telling that story would have been dope.
It
That's
should have
it.
been a collector's item.
Yeah,
This
it
one
should
should
have
have
been.
been a
And that
collector's.
was what I pictured when I bought it, for that reason. If they would have did that, that shoe would have been gone in minutes. Now,
You know
mind
what?
you, Tariq, it's funny you mentioned SneakerCon, right?
Mhm.
Because that shoe came out the day of that SneakerCon in New York, the one that I went to with Jumpman Bostic was there.
Yeah.
I literally walked into Foot Locker on 34th Street, and I asked him, I said, "You got those still sitting?" He was like, "Yeah, ain't nobody buying those." So I was like, "Size 9, please."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, left, went down to SneakerCon, did a whole day of SneakerCon. I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna see these shoes here. I think he was gassing. I didn't see that shoe anywhere in there. Nowhere. Not on
It's still,
nothing.
you know what's funny is it's still very similar to the AJKO and how they released two. The previous one had the
Yep.
more modern look. Then
Yep.
they came back out with the one that was closer to the original
Yep.
and had everybody mad confused.
Yep.
And I see nobody ever wearing those. Like I
Yeah.
love breaking mine out.
Yep. And you were the one who pointed out on the previous show for folks the difference between the one that dropped the first time and when
Yes.
they did it properly with
Yep.
the Vandal bottle.
Yep. Yeah, because everybody was like, "Oh, that's a Vandal bottle." I'm like, "Well, the AJKO was closer to a Vandal than it was to a Jordan 1."
Yep. So like little stuff like that, if they would stop being so lazy and just now it's all about colorways and this real quick story behind, like that 3-peat 8 that's up there. All right. If you ask someone what 3 teams did Mike beat during those years that make up the colors in that damn shoe, no one can fucking tell you.
Yeah. Ain't nobody know.
If
It's a throwaway.
if you tell a kid, hey, that's 7 right there, yo, we call that the sweater 7. Do you know why? Like, Bill
No. Bill Cosby. Gucci sweaters.
Bro.
Gucci sweaters.
It's
Hey,
just-
you see they doing the remaster one next year too, right?
I'm so tired of that shit.
I
Listen,
know. That's
they're
so false.
just trying to print money. That's all it is
That's
now.
so false.
So with all of that being said, and this being indicative of what's happening across the country, this picture that I had up here for so long now, are we going to see this continue?
I think critical mass has been reached. I think they'll continue because as much as they're listening, or should I say, what they say in White Man Can't Jump? You hear me, but you're not listening.
Listening.
Uh-huh.
As much as they hear, they overhear. We know that they sneak in and they listen, or they hear, but they're not listening. They're not taking the information in.
We know they hear. This is why we talk so candidly because
Yeah, they're not listening. They're not listening because I still think that they are a huge lumbering giant of a company that the sheer weight of them makes them think they can't do anything wrong. They're going to be Reebok in no time.
Whoa, that's a big prediction.
The Reebok.
Look, Reebok, those of us who were around in the prime, I remember wanting to train in a pair of ERS.
Oh man,
ERS 1000. I remember the CXT trainer being so
man.
that I could play ball in it. Like, that's a cross trainer. Just let me play ball in this. You know, when they had
These were dope, yeah.
the commitment, the CXT, like Reebok was on their game. And then you talk about the affordable model at your JC Penney's, the BB 5000.
Yeah, I miss going to get sneakers in JCPenney's.
And so that's my point is Reebok was legit. Those of us who remember Dan and Dave marching toward the 88 Olympics,
Michael
like
Chang.
Reebok was Chang. Reebok was no joke.
Sean
And they
Penn.
are dead now.
Shaq.
Yeah.
If not
AI.
look,
AI,
Sean Kemp,
Phoenix.
AI. You could talk about Francis. Stevie Francis had a
Steve
dope
Francis,
shoe.
yeah, he did.
You had the Big Hurt that had a shoe look almost like Francis on the turf for baseball.
Emmett Smith.
Emmett Smith. They had
Shout out to
everybody
E.
who was
Scott.
anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody who was anybody was in a pair of Reebok.
It's true.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
You just took me back because I remember the ExoFit highs.
yes.
I actually remember playing that. As stupid as that sounds, I actually played a game in Exofit Highs.
Suicide.
And-
It's a suicide.
Bruh.
Listen, I don't know what happened, but it was probably one of my best games.
You had that high.
I was having a slump.
You had them double
All of a
straps.
sudden, I had them strapped up, and people looked at me like, "This dude's wearing some aerobic sneakers on the court."
No lateral leverage.
I was balling, dude. I don't know what got in me that game. I looked at these, I took them off, and I said, "Never again, though, because this shit hurt my feet."
I'm telling you, for the longest time. Even when Jordans were coming out, people were copping commitments.
Yeah.
I remember being so mad that I couldn't get a pair of commitments. My homeboy Joe Pacheco, I still remember Joe was
What up, Joe
balling with
Pacheco? What up, Joe?
Man, he was rocking the commitments in a ball game. He was my PG during high school ball freshman year. Man, I loved them commitments. And junior high, I balled in a pair of the BBs.
BB
You know?
5600, baby.
Balling
600.
heavy.
Man.
Balling heavy. I mean, but that's what people don't remember, and that's how quickly it can turn. How quickly it can turn. We're the only shoe that most of the world, and I'm gonna say most of the world, because being overseas, I saw it, is the Instapump Fury. That's the only shoe they really get love for right now.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? The commitment, though, like,
That and the ventilator. And the
That's
ventilator.
true. And the ventilator.
yeah, ventilator's huge overseas. The commitment, I always just think of Danny Manning in Kansas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated wearing that sneaker.
That shoe is so dope.
You know who else used to wear that
crazy.
shoe? Danny Ainge.
Ainge wore the black one.
He wore the black
wore the
version.
black and white one.
Yeah, black and white with the Celtics, because
Man,
of
I'm
course
telling you,
that was the
that
big
shoe
thing with the
was
Celtics.
So nasty. Even the bring back version, the retro that they had, didn't do it justice.
No.
Because that big thick commitment
Yo.
on the side of the heel counter, God, that shoe was dope.
I did always like the Celtics jersey, uniforms with the black shoes though.
So
For
here's
you
a
to
question.
bring that up, that's tight.
Here's a question that drives home the point to our viewers of exactly what we're saying. And we're gonna run down the line and you guys answer this question. D, ridiculous, Tariq. Do you remember exactly when that stopped?
What stopped?
When you stopped wearing all that?
Oh, all the Reebok stuff?
Oh, the Reebok
Yeah.
stuff?
That's
For
a
me,
good
it was,
question. Yeah, I do.
when I really stopped was 19. When I stopped
Okay,
really wearing it.
Wait. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase the question to better bring home the point. Do you remember why you stopped?
I know both. I remember
Okay,
both.
let me go. So I remember the last pair that I really wanted. It was junior high school. It was ventilators, black, white, and that blue they had.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. It was all like I said, Reebok just always was clunky to me. So like, I liked the way ventilators was, and that was like my main focus for Reebok at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Really wasn't nothing else that I wanted, and then
Right.
pumps was just too much to be copping. Like, mom wasn't having it.
They were a lot of money.
Yeah, mom wasn't having it. So I did want D Brown joints, but mom wasn't having it. But it was always been, they was always clunky to me.
So
I
that was the
remember.
reason you stopped.
And price. 'Cause that after that ventilator I got, and all, then after that it was the price. It was price for the pumps.
Mm-hmm.
I remember two distinct moments. The moment that I realized that it was about to change, and then I had sort of a revitalization for one summer. So I'll explain.
Mm-hmm.
The last shoe I bought, Reebok, with full intent, full love, was the original Instapump Fury.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was a freshman running track at Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
and innovation changed it for me. That's when Nike was starting their ascent to the top, and they had, I remember distinctly, I so badly wanted a pair of Air Max 180 runners.
No, man.
And that changed the game for me. I'm like, this company is, at the time, again, Nike wasn't ruling the game at that point. It was just previous to the 92 Olympics. Again, Dan and Dave had their 88 run. And I remember after that Instapump Fury, I only ever wanted a pair of Air Max 180s. And then later, a couple years later, they had a slight resurgence with the DMX runs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they had enough innovation to creep back into the market, creep back into my sneaker conscience, and I had a pair of DMX Run 6s that they didn't bring back. Everybody remembers they just brought back the DMX Run 10,
Yeah, the 10.
but they actually had a DMX Run 6 that had 5 pods in the heel, one big one under the toe. And this is when Reebok was courting me for sponsorship
Yeah, I was ready to
after
say that
after
was a track
college.
and field shoe. That wasn't a retail shoe.
Big time track and field shoe. And again, after that, the enamorment with how Nike was pumping out new innovations just couldn't be matched. And that was the last time I messed with Reebok. And that would have been 97. So it was 92 that started the demise. 97, I was done.
How about you, D?
All right. It really happened 91, 92, because for a while there, I was all about Reeboks because I was so anti. Like ridiculous was saying earlier, I was all about the cross trainers. Cross trainers was my thing. It's just they were so unique. You can go from playing ball to working out, blah blah blah. I just remember getting to college and all of a sudden, and maybe it's just because I went to school in Rhode Island, everyone had Reeboks, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I realized, yeah, Reebok wasn't too far. Everyone used to go to the outlets, used to go to the actual Reebok outlet and buy all the cross trainers that I used to like ogle over in East Bay or whatever back when I was in the VI. So like 91, 92, and then, you know what it was though? No, I stand corrected. Is when I moved to Brooklyn. Cats in Brooklyn were not with Reeboks. They were not feeling Reebok.
The chicks rock
No,
5411.
exactly. That's what it was. Now, when I stop and think about it, I had them, and everyone was all about Nike and Jordans. I had Reeboks, I had Jordans and stuff like that, but I also had other brands. But it was moving to Brooklyn, so it would definitely be the summer of '91. And then it definitely got solidified, moving to Rhode Island to go to school. I was like, damn, everyone's got Reeboks. I don't want to look like everyone else.
Damn,
So
y'all.
that's when I
Y'all don't
started
fuck with
switching
Reebok
it up.
no more at all?
So regionally, you had a
Yeah.
change.
Definitely regionally.
Technology-wise,
Yeah.
Steve had a change.
Yo,
Price-wise, Tariq had a change.
Nobody fuck with Reebok?
I mess with
I mean,
Reeboks now, but
look, but the ones I'm looking
Ventilators.
for that were back, Furies, Insta Pump Furies.
Well,
If
Yeah.
y'all ever want to,
my biggest issue with Reebok is, of course, the sizing. Like
sizing, yeah.
a lot of the stuff that I love that they bring out, they don't make in 15. Like I'm a big fan of the DMX run. I love the DMX run, but they refuse to make
You do.
15s. And
Which is sad.
the thing is, I love ventilators. Every now
Hey,
and
who
then,
that Spot talking? All I see is teeth.
Nah, because I'm in the basement, man. I've been working all day, so I just woke up from a nap. But as far as you know what, that's a good question, Pape. My main thing with Reebok is, like I said, the sizing, because I still fuck with them.
That's what I was saying.
The last time I really rocked Reeboks though, like, was during the whole Jay-Z phase. Like I was actually that summer, I got really turned off from Air Force Ones because they were dropping so many. I think it was their 25th anniversary, I think.
No, this goes back before that. If you're talking S dots,
No, well, it was about '05, I think.
S dots is 03, 04.
It was okay, 04, 05, something like that. But I know that was around the time when I really was like, you know what? Nobody's really fucking with the S dots down here. Now I don't know about up top, but I know down here really wasn't that many people fucking with them. So I was like, you know what? This is about to be my summer shoe. So I used to find all the colors, especially the all white S dots. I was killing them joints that summer. I never
That's
forget,
crazy.
That was the summer that everybody and their grandmother was like literally trying to kill you over all white Air Force Ones down here.
I remember avoiding them because they were a rapper shoe.
Well, you know what's funny is I didn't care for them at first, and then I tried them on, and they were comfortable. And I was like, you know what? this is a dope white shoe that's comfortable. Nobody's really fucking with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to put these shoes on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I rocked them. And then what I really loved was they had the city. They did like the little city
Yeah, the
pack.
city one.
They had like the Detroit. They came out with Atlanta and the little break. When they had the old school A, they brought that joint out. Oh, I was all in. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they had the logo with it. I was like, okay.
went to they cartoonish off base ice cream version for one or two.
Yeah, that's what fucked it up. That's when I had to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's when I had to be
So
like,
what made you stop wearing Reeboks?
That was Pharrell.
huh?
Yep.
What made you stop wearing Reeboks, Heat?
I think they got. I think the biggest problem with Reebok was they wasn't innovative. They kept kind of trying to follow what everybody else was doing, and that's what kind of turned me off instead of just doing them. I thought the rapper thing was okay. Like they were doing all right with the Lupe Fiasco, Jay-Z, the 50 Cent thing. I thought they were doing okay with that, and then after that, it was kind of like they lost their way. And I think that's what really turned me off about them. They stopped trying to do their thing, and they start trying to do what everybody else was doing, namely Nike. They tried to kind of follow what Nike was doing. That's not your lane. You know what I mean? You didn't get on like that. You know what I mean? My thing was you didn't become popular. You didn't become the brand that you were by following what or trying to do what other brands were doing. You just do you. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what was my reason. And a good innovation will have a company shook. It'll make them insecure.
Right.
Because they were like you said, they were squarely in their lane, and they were still coming up with innovative stuff. Hexalite pump. I mean, like the Instant Pump Fury could drop today, and you would be like, "What the hell is that?"
Yep.
But they got way out of their lane because Nike came with that air, and they started exposing it in different ways.
And let me go to the Instant Pump Fury because I wasn't a big fan of that, but I know a lot of people loved it, and I think that they tried to do too much with that and a couple of other their style where they kept dropping the same stuff over and over again. And it was like, okay, y'all got other stuff in the vault. Like, y'all come up with some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing that I really thought that they went away from, and I thought that they really could have revived it and really took it there, especially like in mid-2000s, was the above the rim thing. Like, that above the rim line was dope back in the day. It was something that a lot of people wasn't really doing. And they kind of created their own lane, but then it's like they kept trying to do stuff that really wasn't them, and they went away from it.
Well, in that cross trainer section too, that's why they got CrossFit so locked up now. Is that's in their DNA. It's literally in their bones to do good cross trainers.
Right.
That whole SXT, CXT, ERS system, they had cross training on lock from the aerobic days.
Yep. All right, so Steve, I'm stopping you right there.
All right.
The reason why I'm stopping you right there is because everybody gave Reebok, if you're listening, some really valuable feedback as to why they're not popular right now, right? That's why I asked that question, right? Like, does everyone really know why they stepped away from Reebok? I honestly didn't expect you guys to go that deep into it when you answered. And my answer is, I don't know why the fuck I stopped wearing Reebok. That's the goddamn truth. My honest answer is, I don't know why the fuck I stopped
you a fool, bro.
I don't. I swear to you, I don't. I can tell you the year I stopped wearing Reebok for sure, which was around the same time as you guys, 91, 92. I stopped forever.
I did get those last Iverson, so.
But I don't know why I stopped wearing Reebok. I don't know. So everything that you guys gave, you can kind of quantify that, right? You can kind of say, all right, I'll put you guys in a focus group and I'll pay you guys X amount of dollars for your time to give us some valuable feedback.
Right.
Hey, I got a question.
Right? Hold on a second, Tariq. Right? You guys can get put in a group, right?
True.
And someone can pay for that feedback that you gave, right?
True.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck they gonna do with me?
You probably the most valuable piece of that.
I'm not, because I don't know why I stopped.
But that to me is like kryptonite. Like they can answer to our problems.
Right.
You're the anomaly.
Right. You can't answer to me. You know?
And really, what that speaks to is again something that's a moving target that no one can predict. Cool
Right.
factor. They lost the cool factor with you.
Right. So the same thing looks like a bullseye is on Jordan Brand for the same thing.
And that's why I said it. They're gonna be the next Reebok. The cool factor is waning, and no one can tell you exactly why. But that question is gonna hit somebody later on. Why'd you stop fucking with Jordan? Like I'm about to sell off most of mine that I really don't have any attachment to. I just had the funds to do it at the time.
Hmm.
I don't have a whole lot of love for my Jordan collection.
So the reason, Tariq, go ahead with what you were saying. Then I got to move to the next subject. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. You good? You good?
No, go ahead. Say what you're saying.
Go.
All right. So this is the year-end wrap-up, right?
Word.
So before we close the show, we're gonna go down the line, and everyone is gonna give us their pick. And I also have a couple of absentee ballots. Everyone is gonna tell us their sneaker of the year for 2015, since this is the last show of the year.
I ain't got one.
So you don't have one, the video freak. You should have one, considering you're on your feet all the time, and I know you have to have a shoe that you're attached to, considering what you do. So we're gonna give you a few minutes to think about it while the rest of us go.
Oh,
I know you got a shoe.
okay. It's easy. This year, the most comfortable thing on my foot been my Air Max 90s.
So Air Max 90s is your shoe of the year.
Infrared.
Infrareds?
Yeah, they've been super comfy for me.
You a hype beast.
Hey, like Steve said, he didn't have no attachment to no Jordans. I will always and forever have an attachment to an infrared 90.
So every year this is gonna be your answer then.
No, it depends if it's coming out. That came out this year.
If it's a year of a release, then it
Yeah.
waits.
Yeah.
All right, infrared Air Max 90s for you. All right, is D Wells with us? Is he back? No, he's not back. Anita Heat, do you have a sneaker of the year for 2015?
You know what's funny? My sneaker of the year has probably got to be the Fly Knit Max, man. I fell in love with that shoe about. I just
20
recently
minutes
fell in
ago?
love.
Yeah, I saw when you posted it.
Yeah, I just recently fell in love with that shoe probably a couple of months ago, and I'm just. It's funny because I liked the shoe when I first saw it when it came out. I think that shoe initially came out last year, but the
Yep.
multicolor is the one that really caught my attention, and I really fucked with it when I saw it. Um, but I didn't like the price point. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't bear spend. I don't spend over $200 for no shoe. I don't give a damn what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just beyond where I'm at this stage of my life. And so, when I found that shoe initially, it was given to me. Um, Shout out to Gary from Dunk Exchange. Uh, I saw the shoe and I was like, "Yo, that shoe is dope." And then I tried it on, and that solidified it for me. I mean, that shoe is with the fit sole and the way that shoe just fits to your foot like a glove. That shoe is profound. And then on top of that, for me to find two other pairs at the outlet for under $100, I'm sold. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my shoe for the year.
What was it again?
The Fly Nick Max, the
Fly Knit
multicolor,
Max.
the multicolor though, because they came out with the Fly Nick Max last year, but they didn't drop the multicolor until early
Yeah,
this year.
the first couple were orange and like a weird green.
Right. But
Yeah,
this year,
Yellow and yeah.
earlier this year, they dropped. I think I want to say around May,
yeah,
March. It might have been March or April.
yeah. It was
They
good.
dropped a multicolor, and that to me the way that Fly Knit and the way they wove that all the colors in there, that shoe is extraordinary.
All right. So the Fly Knit Max. So I guess we're gonna go because it's a double ballot. Mr. Steve Ridiculous Gordon, award winner tonight, bow tie extraordinaire supreme, design professional, brand guru, host. your 2015 sneaker of the year, sir, please.
I have not hidden this fact from the day I bought the very first one back in February. So that is the one I'll show tonight. Still alive and kicking. The Adidas Ultra Boost. For me, it was the perfect cross section of what I talk a lot about, which is function and fashion.
Mm.
You know, it can be worn on the track. Obviously, mine was to off the track, to in a style sense. It's an incredible shoe from a functional standpoint. Again, this cushioning just won't quit. I have a hard time getting rid of them. Like for instance, I guess I don't have it here. When I have them for training, I put a pair of bungee laces in them. But the shoe lasts so long that once I'm done training in one and the spikes go a little bit bald, then I put the regular laces back in and they move to fashion sense.
Mm-hmm.
The cushioning, you know, I've had a lot of my runners in them that I train, and you know, shin splints go away, knees, hips, ankles don't hurt anymore. When you're doing high impact, high quality sprinting, jumping, like it's just a phenomenal shoe, man. And I've spent way too much money on these shoes this year. but
You
but
only
I
showed us
but
four
I
hundred dollars worth of shoes right there.
but I don't regret. Yeah, and anybody who knows me knows that I got all the colors in between too. So yeah, that's my shoe of the year.
And wait,
Starting from
and wait, you even went to the point of customizing a pair. Why don't you break those out?
oh yeah. Give me just a second, cause I did.
Now,
Hold on,
now,
I'll go
now, the
grab them.
reason why I asked you to show that is because of the Hypebeast news today. So, for those of you who saw the Hypebeast Adidas Ultra Boost collaboration, what's about to come to the screen happened a very long time before that. A really long time before that. And
Okay,
here they are.
so this is my uncaged one Ultra Boost. And the crazy thing about these is this was done months ago, and then just was it just today that they announced the
Today.
other one?
Yep.
So they
They
kind of got
actually
a
showed it today. They announced
yeah,
it yesterday and showed it today.
and they kind of got an epic eye roll from me, and I'm sure a few other people who took the time and the bravery to uncage their Ultra Boost. Let me show you the difference real quick. So literally, this cage extends underneath the shoe, and if done with enough of a deft touch, you can get that cage off of there and make this. Now, Hypebeast has their own anniversary edition, done straight from the three stripes themselves, and I'm like, oh, come on with that.
Yep.
Is that a different midsole too? Like it
No,
looks like the pieces are like more profound, like they look
that's
more detailed.
well, what
Yes.
they did was that's the same midsole. They put a white bottom and a white heel counter,
Mhm.
so that heightens the look of that white midsole a bit. But yeah, they uncaged it for the Hypebeast 10th anniversary, and then Piper sent me that today.
He said for
I
the
kind of
happy 10th anniversary.
I just kind of gave it a little eye roll.
Now, what I also he said for the happy 10th anniversary.
Silly
you,
man.
you'll be also pleased to know, Steve, that of one of the other people we surveyed, who is an esteemed professional in this business by the name of Dwayne Edwards, he
Mm,
also picked the Adidas Ultra Boost as his shoe of 2015.
nice.
So the shoe I have on screen is the shoe of the year by Show IDs, which is the A Few Asics Koi collaboration on the Gel Light 3. Red suede, some nice gray, rough suede material there. Um, it also came out with a bunch of other stuff that made it look really good.
Oh damn them! They don't make big sizes. Damn them! They don't make big
Who's
sizes.
playing
Damn them!
music?
Yes, sir.
Is that D?
The first thing I'll do is run straight to you.
I had to. I'm sorry. I just had to go there.
Mystery.
I had to. That's all that came to mind.
Yeah, 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
The shenanigans.
Son of a sir.
So that is the choice of show IDs. D Wells, do you have your pick for sneaker of the year?
I do. I do. But it's
And that is
weird. This year has been a year of I've gone between I've given up on not fashion or whatever, but I'm all about comfort.
Mhm.
But these sneakers have been unbelievably comfortable. And I wanted a pair, was looking for them. They were sold out. And then all of a sudden, one day I come home and they showed up. And I didn't know who they were from. And I'm like, who the fuck sent me these? Come to find out it was you, paper. So,
Oh,
yeah.
the
ZX
Adidas
Oh,
8000 boost.
8000 boost.
I'm extra
And-
jealous.
And because of this,
The best
this
application of boost
this
this
is
year.
what throws me off, but I love it. It is so comfortable. This sneaker is unbelievably light, but with this insole, with the boost in the heel, unbelievable. So this is my sneaker for 2015. Simple. It's like wearing a pair of slippers.
If any of y'all got the Christmas spirit, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Them jokers is nice, man.
That's been my sneaker. And then more recently, for some reason, those EQTs again, man, it's going with the three stripes again.
Yeah, the EQT. Oh, which one did he? Was it the newest
Yes,
EQT?
the newest one,
Yes,
exactly.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was dope.
So, but ZX, I mean, the ZX has been on fire, but when these, I waited a long time to wear them because I wanted the right, like, to put it all together, the right outfit, the right feel. These, whoo, yeah,
Bruh,
unbelievable,
I gotta get hands on some of them.
Well, I'll tell you
unbelievable.
this much, Steve. Corporate currently has them on sale. They might have your size still. That same black one.
Word?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, I guess it's my turn.
You waiting too long, Steve. You should have been hitting the keyboard.
Yeah, I know. My hands was full with my other pick. From France. All right.
It's to me anniversary. Oh man. So my sneaker of the year is, come on, load up here.
Ding.
Damn you. Sorry, y'all.
Ah, you should have had it already.
I have it, but the screen needed to reload.
Hey, it's all good. Here we go.
So my shoe of the year is who we at?
D.
Ah,
D's not.
You're sharing me.
D's not a sneaker, man.
here we go. I got it. The Prime Tubular.
Nice.
Now,
Tubular prime knit. Okay.
I
Tubular.
have two pairs of these. Now, one of the things that I really didn't like, I liked the shoe when we spoke about it coming out originally. I remember we spoke about the shoe at length, right? And when the original Prime Knit version came out, when the original tubular version came out, they were really hard under your foot, and you had to break in the
Mhm.
tubular. Steve, you
Mhm.
can attest to that.
Yep.
It took a little bit of time to break in. So I broke in an original pair, and then they became like a stupid go-to for far too long. Actually, I had to actually make myself stop wearing them. I actually cleaned them, put them in a box, and then like hid them from myself so that I could stop wearing them. That's how much I was wearing the original tubulars when they dropped. So when these came out, I was like, all right, Prime Knit,
Okay.
no question, gotta try this. And for the overall feel of Prime Knit over Fly Knit, I love them because Flyknit has that backing, that kind of backing underneath the material, which is annoying to the top of your feet on people, certain kind of feet. And I hate that annoying backing on the Flyknit material, where the Prime Knit material is really more lucid and like a sock and moves with your feet more. And then once you
Mm.
break the tubular in, no stopping it. It's really like I see what they were really going for when um the original tubular runner was made, that feeling. And it's pretty much the equivalent to air, just without being air, because it was, the same effect of being on inner tubes. So the upper is super comfortable. Once you break in that bottom with the tubular, super comfortable. Like you can beat up a pair of these shoes by wearing them too much and be like, God, how'd I do that? Because you got them on and they roll with you. So, and as you see here, Jimmy Jazz, the reason why I was trying to get this particular um, one up, Jimmy Jazz had them on sale, two for $140, one pair for 90, and there's only three sizes left. So even now, people are still grabbing them. Um, and then earlier this year, they're in here under quite a few other boxes in my Adidas category in here. But I was able to pick up a New York only version of this shoe on screen, which is in this burgundy that originally when I saw the picture, I thought it was all black, but Adidas takes horrible pictures of their own products sometimes. Yes, I'm calling y'all out. I'm sorry. But when I got there to the pop-up store that they made just for the Tubular X and all of that stuff that came out a few months ago, the shoe, this limited New York only Tubular Primate, was on sale, and it happened to be, burgundy and black, and with this like marbleized tubular midsole, which, as you see, they don't use normally. So I bought those, and I started wearing them every now and then to a few things. And people were like, "What kind of shoes are those?" And I was like, "Oh, those are Adidas." They're like, "No, they're not. Get the hell out of here." I was like, "No, they really are." And then I would go to show people the tab, and it doesn't say Adidas on the tab. It says New York's finest. So then you would have to take the shoe off and show people the inside to show them that they were Adidas. But that's how much I wore them. Was like, it didn't even matter. Brand to me with that shoe, any company could have made that shoe. I love that shoe. But because it's Adidas, kudos. That's my shoe.
Well, I want to show my shoe since I didn't get a chance to show it.
Go for it.
No,
You were
I'm
sitting in
playing.
the dark
I
before.
know
Yeah,
it.
that's a
I
good
had to go
shoe.
get it.
Hey, bro, you gonna get after the since you love it so much, you gonna get after them new ones when the price drops? Because the new one is Flyknit from the get. They didn't even have to make a Flyknit version. Like the new the new Air Max 360, or they're calling it by the year now. So the new Air Max 2016
Mm-hmm.
incorporates Flyknit from the jump.
Yeah, I saw that, but I love the multicolor. Like that's the thing that
Mm,
got me to look at
okay,
it from just a aesthetic, aesthetic standpoint, just the look of the shoe. And then, like I said, after I put it on, I was sold.
nice.
Like I beat these to hell. I gotta get another pair of these. And then I came up on two of these at the outlets.
Oh, he just went crazy. Look at him.
Yeah, I went stupid. This is the only shoe that I really went stupid for in the last couple of years. Like I haven't really been feeling nothing like that. So other than the 580s, which I can rarely find those in 15. But
MT 580s, New Balance.
yes, sir. That's one of my like top three. One of my top three favorites.
Don't make me get on a rant about that shoe.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That shoe is one of my favorites.
Which one? With the Rev Light or with Roll Bar?
I like all of them. I like this one is one of my favorites. I actually just did a lace swap with these because I love the 3M on these. So I did 3M. I actually got 3M laces to go with them.
Show off. Is that Rev Light or Roll Bar?
No, this is the Roll Bar.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Peg, I found them. I found the one I'm getting
right here. This is one of the old ones, but like I said, it's hard to find these in 15.
Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm wearing this shoe.
They cheap.
I've been looking for a pair of boots, man. That's not gonna kill me because everybody that I talked to when I went down to H Town, shout out to Ralph G. That's his new favorite. Everybody loves the boots, so I've been wanting to try a pair of boots.
You can get them on sale.
Yeah, but the boots, like in Adidas, I need 16, so that's the problem.
Oh, do you? I got you.
You definitely do. You definitely.
Yeah, they always run small, so
yeah, they do.
I don't even think they make boots in 16, with the exception of the basketball boots, which to me it's not the same.
I gotta look for you. I think the Ultra Boost does go up high.
I was gonna say they use it as an off-court training shoe for a lot of schools that are Adidas sponsored. So if you can connect with some ball players, you might find a pair.
Okay, I might try to do that. Cause I know a lot of schools down here are Nike schools, so we don't really have a lot of Adidas schools down here.
Midwest got a ton of KU is an Adidas school, big time. I can check for you too.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. But I've been wanting to try the boots, man. Everybody and their grandmother been telling me about it. And they say all you gotta do is slip it on. When you put it on, you're sold. So
yeah.
Yep, they got you, and they'll get your kids.
And they get your kids.
Get your kids too. All right, so
that's 69.
12:06 the standard time. That's the year-end wrap-up as far as shoes go. Everybody ran down the list of their shoes that they feel for 2015. I honestly don't see much coming out between now and the end of the year that's going to change that. So D Wells does have one shoe to preview for us before we go, though.
What you mean? You don't want them 7210s to come out this week?
7210s, yeah, okay.
Man, no, son.
Wells did actually show us something earlier that Adidas did unveil that I think comes out next week.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, we can't add it to the list because the year's over and we just closed out our picks. But show it to the people anyway.
Let me
The person I know who's gonna lose his mind because of the colors he's wearing right now is Steve. When Steve sees it, I already know it. Sorry, Steve. Telling you in advance. Game over.
Damn.
This is the shoe you would have wore tonight.
This definitely would have been the shoe.
How about that?
This would have definitely been the shoe because this is one of those that you see where it comes from, you see the history and the storytelling, and then you're like, okay.
Ooh.
This is the new Adidas. They call it the NMD, which is a makeup.
Is that Boost? That's Boost
It is
on
the
it?
Micro Pacer, the Rising Star, and the Boston Super.
God damn it! It's all three of them shoes put together.
Yep. So you got
on a Boost tooling.
Damn.
but peep the Prime Knit.
Prime knit upper.
Yeah.
They even kept in the side markers, the guidance cushioning.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh my God.
How much is that shoe gonna be?
180.
That's all? Like
180.
for me, that's a oh my.
Look at his face.
So that's one of those sneakers that you look at and you say, yeah, okay.
That's definitely what I would have worn tonight. Oh my God, that's crazy.
So this is over on High Snobiety. right now. This
When
sneaker we had heard. We started hearing about it. Or I started hearing about it earlier in the week, but they didn't have any pictures. So this just got a release tonight. There was a big release party in New York City where they unveiled it, and they look unbelievable. I mean, I think I was saying in the paper before the show, kind of off air. I said at some point, I hope Adidas is able to make colored boosts, and he let me know that that is the case. So imagine if this boost, instead of being white, the midsole was black,
There's
oh,
actually
still with the red and the blue pieces or
that's
blocking.
insane.
If you go back,
So,
on one of those pictures, the boost look in the middle look kind of reddish.
well, it's just the way the picture was taken
Okay.
on this
That's
one.
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah, that's
Go back to
just
the one with the micro pacer. It's not the micro pacer, but it's the which one is the in the background?
it's the that is the that's
That's
the
the Boston.
Boston
That
Super.
is Boston.
Yeah,
yeah.
Look at
yeah.
that.
So I think they actually have the sneakers where it pulls its heritage from.
Mhm.
So I bet you at some point the one in the middle, so it'll be Boston Super.
Mhm.
The one we can't see, the one furthest away from us, would
That's
probably be
that's
that.
the micro pacer.
I would think that would be the micro
Silver.
pacer in the middle, right? The silver
The,
one.
the silver one. Yep.
Yeah,
And then
and
the
then
Rising Star.
and
You
then the
know what's
Rising
crazy
Star.
is at some point on this show I have showed all of those shoes. I have the micro pacer. I
Yep.
have the Rising Star, the silver one, because that was a Rising Star '84, the Olympic version from LA.
Wow.
And then the only one I don't have is the Boston.
The Boston Super, or the Boston is one of those like athletes like yourself, runners, run marathons and stuff, love the
Yeah,
Boston,
that
Adidas
was a.
Boston. But the
They talk
Super,
about the response a lot. The Boston has been around almost as long.
hmm
Yep.
So this is the new,
That's that new.
that new from the good old Three Stripes, and
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Look like
yeah,
we got a leading candidate for sneaker of the year next year.
yeah.
bruh.
Word. Believe it.
Oh my God. And that's a full level of boost in there, so it's almost like a 180. Like I wanna see if if it's just like they had some full level boosts that weren't as stout as the 180. Like they had the God, what's the name of that shoe? It was a lot more loose. It didn't have the kind of structure, but it had a full boost midsole.
Mm.
Ran about 120.
Oh, I know
But
what you're talking
but
about. Yeah, I can't
yeah,
remember
but
it right
this
now.
one looks like it's an ultra boost level of cushioning.
Yep.
And to be 180, we can kind of surmise that it is, considering that if Nike brings out anything full length Air, we know the price of that. So with this being 180, I wonder if it's not just cosmetic.
If this shoe is cheaper than 180, I'm getting two pair.
Bruh, that's
Bruh.
that's beautiful.
Yep.
They got me. I'll just be
So
waiting
one of
on
the
the
other
drop.
things that's coming out that I've already heard is in existence and is already being sold, I guess, overseas at some point, which I'm surprised you may not have seen it while you were in France, Steve, is colored boost midsoles.
I saw it, but I wasn't sure that it was done by the factory. I've seen a lot of people do paint on them, so I'm still gonna say that I didn't see them.
Because there's an all black Ultra Boost. If you search, you might see a picture
Wow,
of an all black, totally murdered out Ultra Boost
that's crazy.
somewhere.
That's
So
crazy.
you know how they do. They got to show you the technology at first, so they can't
Right,
play around with coloring things in a way where you can't see and appreciate the technology. So I get why everything's been all white for the last couple of years, but
right.
and now that we see how and we're intrigued by it, now they're going to start throwing into the mix the colors. So, um, but yeah, for me right now, and that's I've been on, I have Energy Boost, which was before the Ultra Boost. I have
Mhm.
say thousands. Um, versatility of Boost right now, I don't see much touching it.
Yeah, especially if they start doing more insoles.
I've already used that ZX8000 insole in a Roshi.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Put it in a Roshi and used it. I was like, and with the because it's in the Roshi there's a lunar footbed in it already.
hmm
I put the boost on top of the lunar footbed.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
So boost is the future, children.
Books
Say
is for the children.
boost is for the children, just like Wu-Tang was.
So Steve, when we were talking about in paper, we were just talking about the Boston Super.
Yep.
hmm
Here's the picture of the Boston Super, which is
Yep.
in the background,
Yep.
You know what? And
which they pulled cues from.
I take that back. I do have a Boston Super. The other one I got in France. It has the hot pink with the white and yellow. It's
Mm.
the updated version of it that's more for fashion.
Here's
There
the
it
micro
is.
pacer.
Micro Pacer. Yep.
So this is where they got their kind of tooling from, as well as inspiration for this NMD sneaker.
Oh man. And remember the micro pacer, just like what you just showed. Go back to the one with the midsole that
Mhm.
was torn apart. That's actually from the Rising Star because
Mm.
the two pieces can be taken out. See the back lug
Yeah.
up in the heel. That
Yeah.
was the first shoe that had a customizable fit midsole where you could adjust the level of cushioning with plugs that you could plug in. So
Was
yeah,
it
that
that or was it the LA Trainer?
the Rising that as far as I knew it was the Rising Star. I think the LA Trainer
It
had
was
it
later.
also.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
but
later.
it came after the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So in my Rising Star pack, I actually got them in Chicago at Rush Street Classic Adidas. You had a bag full of those things, and they each had different cushioning hardness.
Hmm.
Crazy.
So I like how they told the story.
That's a
Mhm.
really good story. And the fact that they use NMD, the initials of them all.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
So
Wow, that's crazy.
I can't wait for that shoe to drop. Tariq, you might have a new favorite.
I don't know. My feet chunky, man.
That don't mean nothing. Heat's feet is chunky. He's wearing Flyknit Maxes.
That's different.
That
That's
ain't
got
different.
that's a little bit more. Uh,
Bruh,
I
hey,
don't
check
know.
this out. Somebody
I got
already trying to
because I
sell this shoe.
that shoe that you just showed, that MND thing. Like I gotta get through the collar.
Oh, okay, because like your insteps high.
Yeah, I gotta get through the collar. I gotta get my foot through the collar.
You could
I
get through
bet you
the
that
collar.
stretches. I'm sure that stretches a
You
lot.
could get through the
Cause
collar.
I got those. What was the Nike ones from a few years ago? The fly knit that was like that with the collar. That hit the outlet like 2 years ago.
The chuckers.
No, no, no. I know which ones the freeze. They were free
Yeah,
bottoms, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I I had to get 12s in those just to get through the collar, yo. So the collar wouldn't
Mm,
be tight.
No, it stretches a lot. Like I don't know about the one from 2 years ago. I know they got the free that's Flyknit that came out earlier this year. They actually still in East Bay. I came up on a pair at the outlet for like I want to say like $30, and
Steve,
it's
that
like
first one was
I
$250.
was just thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
bro.
I was like,
I was just
wow,
looking to see if somebody had them, but yeah, they want 250
two
for 'em.
fifty for that sneaker. That's crazy. Cause
what
you
site is
know,
that? What site is
this
that?
is
No,
on
yeah,
eBay.
that's just eBay.
Oh,
There's
okay.
only one that showed up.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
All I have to say to that is, for the little individual.
Oh man.
You can get these $249 Adidas men's NMDs for your little individual.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
man.
funny.
Yeah, classics all the way to end the year. So it's 12:20 Eastern Standard Time. We got to put episode number 365. That's correct, 365 in the books. Congratulations, Ridiculous, for winning that award tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
In the year. You and the We Don't Coast movement and the folks over in the ONE, salute to you guys. To everyone else around the world, we will see you on the other side of the ball drop. Remember, it's people over sneakers. Don't do anything stupid for rubber, leather, and suede, because it's all synthetic anyway. But and don't do anything stupid for your little anniversary.
Yeah, y'all silly, man.
Episode 365 is in the books. D Wells, take us out of here.
We are up out of here. Y'all be safe, be fun. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy birthday celebration. Well, belated birthday right now to Flower and the One Tommy Rebel. Happy birthday early to our very own Anita Heat. Real soon. To Premium Pete and the one and only himself, Dr. Paper Chaser. A lot of birthdays coming up. If I forgot you, I apologize. Don't worry. Let me know. Hit us up at OSD Live. Hit me, D Wells OSD, on everything. Until then, keep your laces tied tightly, your tongue loose, and always walk good.
Red man in the building. Time to wild the fuck out. Turn me up, so. Get your ass up and let's get ill. Get your ass up.